Hello, Tiffany. So today we're starting the review for your midterm. And you'll notice in Google Classroom that the material above this assignment is the review guide. So make sure you print that out. And as I do these problems, you're writing down the answers in your review packet because it is there to help you. And writing them down, practicing them is going to help it stick in your brain better and help you remember. All right, so on the side of your review packet somewhere right now, I want you to write Pemdas. This is what we're going to use to help remind us of the order of operations. Okay, so order of operations says I have to do, the P stands for parentheses first, exponents next, multiplication and division in the same step, addition and subtraction, if you got the nerve, from left to right, first come, first served. Remember that rap song that you had at the beginning of the year? Okay, so multiplication and division go together from left to right in the order that you get to it, and so do addition and subtraction once you're done with everything else that's above it in the order of operations. So I'm going to go through these problems for you step by step. Write down everything that I write down. I tried to leave you enough space on the paper to fit everything. So here we go. So parentheses first. Does number 1 have any parentheses?
Nope.
Nope. Exponents next. Do we have exponents? Do we have exponents in number 1?
No.
Wait, what are
Isn't it 2?
Yes.
Oh, it's the 2.
It's the 2. We have an exponent, so that's the one I'm going to solve first. What is 3 squared, which is the same as 3 times 3?
9.
Good. So I'm going to write the 9. Hey, why did it disappear? That was weird. That was very weird. I'm going to write the 9, and then I'm going to bring everything else down. We're going to do one thing at a time for order of operations. So you guys are writing everything that I write, correct?
And then we write the answer in that blank line.
Yeah, the final answer can go in the blank line. Okay, so next, we did parentheses, we did exponents. Now we're going to do multiplication and division in the order that we get to it. So the first multiplication or division I get to is right here. Because remember, the dot means multiply.
Wait, but what did we divide? Oh, wait.
So if you divide first, if you do 6 divided by 3 first, you're going to get the wrong answer. So it's real important that you go in the order that you get to it when you're looking at multiplication and division. So I'm going to do 5 times 6, which is 30. And then I'm going to bring down the other stuff that I didn't use yet. So now I'm still on multiplication and division.
Now you divide?
Now I'm going to divide. 30 divided by 3, what is that?
10.
10. Good. And then bring down the 9 and the plus.
10 plus 9 is 19.
Yay!
I was saying it, Bella.
You can, everyone can say it. Even Tiffany. Okay? Everybody's welcome. Okay. So, that's order of operations. Listen, there's lots of steps on order of operations. Your exam is a Google form, but you are going to be required to write stuff down on paper and show me your work. Okay, so make sure you're copying all these steps because you're going to need it on the exam. All right, number 2. What do I do first? P is for?
Hold up. Alright. P is for
Parentheses. So I'm going to work on my parentheses first. But inside my parentheses, several things are going on. What do I do first in the parentheses? Cameron.
Subtraction?
Is that what order of operations says?
No, parentheses first, exponents next, multiply, divide.
Ah,
So it's
multiplication or division is going to be the first thing I do. So 6 divided by 2 is?
Okay, wrong. Oh, wait.
What?
What is 6 divided by 2?
3.
3. I'm just going to cross this off and write a 3 up there.
forget what Bella said.
Now I'm going to do the rest of the stuff in my parentheses.
Wait, don't you bring it down?
Well, this time I just crossed it off and wrote it up there because I still need to do my 5 minus 3. So what is 5 minus 3?
Ooh.
Say it.
5 minus 3 is 2.
Yes, it's 2.
My mind blinked.
Okay, now I'm going to bring everything else down because I haven't used all these other things yet.
Wait, but what? Put the 2.
Yep. And remember, parentheses means what?
Multiply.
Multiply. So that's going to be my next thing.
2 times 2 is 4.
Yes.
And then you add 1, and 1 plus 4, negative 1 plus 4 is negative 5. Positive 5. Because the 4 is bigger.
Keep trying.
Negative 5?
You have a negative 1 and a positive 4.
Subtractive. So negative 1 minus 4 is negative 4. 5.
Bella, what's negative 1 plus 4?
Negative 1 plus 4 is 3.
3.
Negative 3.
Positive 3. Because the 4 is positive, so and that's bigger.
Yeah, whatever. If the
I know, Bella, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, but remember you can use your calculator on the exam to help you with those kind of calculations. Okay?
Alright. They
So,
haven't stole it since last
Copy these down and we'll be right back with the next ones. Okay, next ones. In the directions, it told us some information. It said A equals 5, B equals 2, and C equals negative 3. So I wrote that right here for us to remember when we're plugging into these problems. So now what we're going to do is just plug in the value instead of the variable.
Sorry, A equals negative 5.
So I'm going to have A plus,
Negative 5.
oh, it equals negative 5?
Mhm.
Thank
It's
you.
negative, or it's positive.
So I'm going to have A plus negative 5. So what is 8 plus negative 5?
3, but the 8's bigger, so now it's positive 3.
It's going to be a positive 3 because the signs are different, so I subtract. 8 minus 5 is 3. Answer takes the sign of the bigger number, and the 8 is positive, so the 3 is positive.
And can I
So-
do the next one?
Yes, go ahead.
A plus B. So A is negative 5, and B is negative, or is positive 2. So you do 5 minus 2, and 5 minus 2 equals 3.
3.
And it's
But-
positive, or it's negative because the 5 is bigger.
The 5 is bigger and it's negative, so the answer is negative, but put the bars on because we haven't done anything with those absolute value bars yet.
Absolute, yeah.
What does the absolute value bars mean?
Positive 3.
That it's going to be a positive 3 for our answer. Remember, absolute value is the distance a number is from 0, and negative 3 is 3 spaces from 0. So the absolute value of negative 3 is positive 3. Okay? Copy those down on your packet, and I'll be right back. In this section, we are replacing the blank with greater than, less than, or equal to. Okay? So I need to tell which one of these is greater, which is less, or if they're equal. So number 5, negative 2 or 3, which one is bigger?
Negative.
3 is bigger because it's positive. So make your sign eating the 3. It wants to eat the bigger number.
Why is yours so big and ours so tiny?
I don't know.
I know the next one.
What is the next one? Which one is bigger? Negative 5 or negative 6?
It's negative 5.
Why is negative 5
negative
bigger?
Because it's closer to the 0.
Yes, negative 5 is closer to 0, so
And
it is bigger.
the
That's
next
a
one-
tricky one when you have negatives.
The next one is equal because the line thing.
Absolute value?
-4 turns to +4.
Okay,
Positive
so
is same
in
as
number 7, the first thing we have to do is take the absolute value bars off by finding the absolute value of the numbers.
Ooh,
So the absolute value of -4 is,
me.
say it,
4.
4.
The absolute value of +4 is +4.
It's also 4 because they're both 4 spaces away from 0. And so correct, Cameron, this one is equal first. Okay, so on this one, actually, when I say we, I mean Bella, realized that I made a mistake. There's 2 -6s in this problem in your packet. So what I want you to do is make the first one a -16. So that's why I highlighted it, because in your packet it says -6, but change it to -16. And then Bella is going to walk us through how to solve this one. Go ahead, Bella.
Okay. Well, we have to start off. Well, we're putting it to least greatest. So the least one is -16 because it's farther away from 0.
Correct?
-7.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
-6.
Yes?
-2.
Yes.
And
Awesome. And then I'm going to end by putting those little squiggly bars on either side, because that just means these are a set of numbers that go together, and we don't want them to be separated. So we started with the most negative, that would be the least, and then we put them in order to the most positive. So most negative to most positive will get you least to greatest. Okay, what is absolute value? Cameron.
Absolute value is when you take a negative number and turn it into its positive number.
Good. The definition I want you to remember for the midterm, hint, is absolute value is the distance a number is from what? The distance a number is from?
The 0.
0. Good. That's the definition that you're going to see on the midterm. So make sure you know that definition, okay? And for numbers 10 through 12, Cameron, would you like to walk us through?
Yes.
Go right
Okay.
ahead.
So the positive, the absolute value of 6, of -6, is +6.
Correct.
And the absolute value of negative or +17 is 17.
It's still a positive number. Even if it's positive, it stays
You
positive.
can't make a positive a bigger positive when it's this space from this.
Yep, and remember we're counting how many spaces from 0, so 17 is 17 spaces from 0, yep.
This one is a little trickier.
Okay.
So the absolute value of -4 is +4 plus -10, which turns into +10, equals +14.
Correct. So what we did was we had to take the absolute value bars off before we could add this problem, because each number has its own bars, okay? And if they didn't have their own bars and it was like 7 minus 3 inside the bars, then you do the 7 minus 3 first, because those bars act like parentheses, and you do parentheses first. But since each number had their own set of bars, we had to take the bars off first, which made them both positive, and then add 4 plus 10 is 14. Okay, and I know the absolute value bars look like the letter L or the number 1. Sorry, I had to use L's on my keyboard to make those bars. That's why they look like that. All right, copy this down. We'll be right back. So we're going to stop here today because I realize the video is almost at my limit. And keep your packet handy for math, because we're going to keep doing more review out of the packet tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. There is no homework today, just studying for exams. So take some time, study a little math. And I'll see you tomorrow.